see if that works.
You have him private.
Yeah, it's on private right now. Looks like it's a black screen. There we go. Okay, so that is working. Can I edit the settings? Yeah, we'll make it public. Make it public now.
Is it working?
Fine? Yeah, looks like it. Let's see. Might have to see what they say on this. What's up, guys? Let us know if the audio and video is good. I haven't hosted one of these before, so kind of a learning process. And I don't see anyone in the chat here, so.
Yo. I wonder if it doesn't send out the notification the same way if you do it from private to.
That's a good question.
We'll see, though.
We'll just let some people get in here. I don't know, we've got 0 questions. Well, I've got a few on mine, I guess, but.
You posted somewhere else, or?
I posted on the fellowship and my Instagram and Facebook. What's up, guys? If you're here, let us know. There's something I don't. I guess I'll check on my YouTube here and see if it's going.
Yo.
It says it's live, so just kind of it's end of waterfowl season pretty much here in Nebraska, and we got turkey season starting. So kind of talk a little bit about that. Jordan's always giving me crap about not having him on any of my content, so we've got him as the first guest on the channel here on my live streams. You should be honored.
I'm honored.
So, we'll let some people fill in here, I guess. Looks like is concurrent viewers. Is that current viewers?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, we're getting some more here. So, if you guys got any questions, you drop them in the chat. We're gonna just kind of Q&A, talk about into duck season, turkey hunting, summer plans possibly, or sky's the limit really. So, throw in something here. So, what have you been up to this past week, Jordan?
Oh, taking it easy, watching some good old b-ball.
I've been doing a lot of that too. It's a lot stressful when your team's not in the tournament, which as a Nebraska ball fan I'm pretty used to. So
a lot less stressful.
A lot less stressful. I think there's only one tournament I can remember Nebraska playing in. And it was 5 or 6 years ago, and they played Baylor and they just got destroyed. Our coach got teed up and everything. It was not the best. So hopefully Hoiberg has us on the right track. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
What's going on, guys? Okay, we got some people here now. But yeah,
nice.
I guess let's talk some turkey here, Jordan. What are your plans for turkey season?
Well, I can't have a set schedule this year because my wife's pregnant and her due date is like the week before turkey season. So, yeah, I don't have a set schedule. But I heard you say, it's actually better than, it's somewhat planned because it's better than, like going, my first kid, literally her birthday every year is on the same Saturday. We celebrate the same Saturday as as duck opener. So this one was more planned to be not in waterfowl season. So I'll take the exchange there and have it closer to turkey season. I mean,
Are you going to be able to get some paternity leave with your job and then maybe sneak out 1 or 2 days?
Yeah, but it'd be pretty obvious to my boss and the other guys I work with. They know, you know what I mean. They follow
When they
me
know your
everything, so
channel.
yeah. So it'd be like,
You
it'd be pretty obvious.
just
So
clickbait it. I use paternity leave to shoot a turkey or something.
yeah,
So.
I could.
Oh no, that's
But,
awesome. Is it little boy or girl?
girl number 2.
Girl number 2. Got a name picked out for her already?
Yeah, but it's a secret.
Secret. Okay. We'll just have to wait for the video to come out.
Yeah, don't worry. We didn't name her Matt.
Ah, dang it. Matilda or something. Maddie. I don't know. Okay.
Look, there's Thomas. He's in the comments.
Okay. So we asked Thomas. We texted him. We sent him things on this can't talk. This app Marco Polo, and Thomas. He's just like MIA. I even tried calling him today to see if he wanted to join us on here, and we don't know where he's going, but apparently someone has his phone and hacked him or something. I don't know. We'll see. So, got a question
There
here.
is some questions though we missed.
Yeah. Am I gonna turkey hunt with the new 20 gauge? Yes. And actually, I broke it in this past weekend. That video will be coming out Thursday. I got some snow geese with it, so don't want to spoil too much, but it has been broken in, and I do plan on taking it out turkey hunting. So looking forward to that. Our turkey season for bow.
I shot my last turkey with my 20 gauge.
Is that
Not
the one?
last season.
Is that the one on YouTube?
Yeah. Yep.
That was
one
a
of the ones
sweet
on YouTube.
video. All the B-roll and that kind of.
Oh, that's a different one.
Oh.
That's the one my dad shot with his 20 gauge actually over under Satori Browning.
Okay, yeah, okay. I remember that now, so. All right, I know Jordan can say yes to this one. Ever killed a black duck? So I haven't.
Oh, you're asking me. Okay. Yeah, you haven't. You got to come up to Michigan, man. They're like
Hopefully.
they're not that common, but I was a part of like 4 this year. One was a hybrid, and we killed 3 others, I believe. So, I think I got a couple out of that. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
Who shot what? I know I shot at a couple, and they dropped. Might have been split, but I'll take some credit on those for sure.
Yeah. I think there's only been one hunt that I can remember where we bagged it wasn't even a true black duck. It was a mallard black duck hybrid, and that was 15 years ago, something like that. It was a long time ago, but that's as close as I even came, and I know I didn't get it. So hopefully someday, if I get up, well, I'm gonna get up to Michigan. I really do want to get up there. That's some sweet looking area to hunt.
On my black duck, this last year, man, I shot just a freaking stud Drake, and literally sent pictures to the taxidermy and sent it to him because I brought it home to get it mounted, and but like the skull was pretty damaged, so I sent pictures to him. And he's like, "Man, I don't think we can do it." And I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me! This thing's huge. It was a awesome Drake." But yeah, I'm pretty sure the thing that stinks the worst about it is I'm pretty sure the cleanup shot is the one that done it in, you know, where it was so busted up in the skull that they didn't want to mount it. So kind of stinks.
Yeah, that does stink. Let's see. We've got some more questions rolling in here. Is this the Cornhuskers year? Maybe in volleyball. Our baseball team's looking really good. Football, I don't even know what's going on there now. We always have the best week of practice, and it doesn't translate to the field. So I hope they get it together soon. I really. It's not as enjoyable on Saturdays in the fall when they don't win for me. How's the bus coming along, Jordan? Do you have a name for it yet? I know you said you were going to announce that about a month or two ago on a podcast, and I still haven't heard an official name.
Yeah, I haven't. I've been brainstorming. Really, I need to just drop in. I just need to make a pool in the fellowship. It hasn't happened yet, so I just haven't got around to it. I should definitely go make a pool though at some point. And there's been a couple names thrown around. If you guys got any ideas, put them right in the chat now, and I'll remember to add them to the old list. But there will be a name. I don't have to have it yet, so it's not like I'm not like terribly concerned about it. So no name. As far as it's coming, it's going slow.
You've probably been
still
calling it
gutting
some names, haven't you?
Probably, yeah. So it's
yeah.
that's a work in progress.
Awesome. All right.
NP.
NP. Am I going to bass fish? I mean, I'm not a big bass fisherman. I'll go fishing for them, but I'd rather catch walleye and crappie. Actually, I refer to bass as green carp, so that might upset some people. But I'm not a big bass fisherman. They don't do it for me. I like trout, walleye, crappie, wiper. Those are really fun. What about you, Jordan?
I like eating walleye, but talk about the most boring fish to fish for. Like bass fishing is actually fun, but for me it is anyways. And I prefer, if I have to go with one, like I prefer like smallmouth on the river, like floating the river for smallmouth. Just floating down, getting in tight with brush and all that, and just having them nail it. And they just seem like they fight harder, but I know that's probably partly the current. So that's a lot of fun. That's probably my favorite thing to do right now. And you have the side chance of getting a northern pike. So
those are
fun.
I love pike fishing. We've gone up there with Elliot up in the Sandhills last 2 or 3 years now, I think it's been, and catching those things. Those are a blast. And I guess when I go fishing, I usually fish for food. So if I catch like walleye, I guess going back to what you were saying, I caught a 30-inch walleye one time, and it was cool to have that big a fish, but it was literally like reeling in a damp towel. Like someone just chucked a towel on the end of your line. Like they don't fight. They
don't fight. And like the thing about it too is usually you jig for them. So, but actually talking about sometime in the future, man, you got to shoot up here when we have the steelhead and salmon run.
That would be awesome.
Talking about a fun fish to like a fighter, and they taste good. So
that would be sweet.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay.
Oh, dang, look at that super chat.
Heck yes. Thank you, Finn and Feather. Appreciate that. Thomas's phone died.
You didn't write a comment with it.
You got a comment or question or shout out or something? Let me know. Thomas's phone died though, so that's why he's been MIA.
Sure.
That's excuses. I want to hear the story how it died. I'm sure we could take some guesses there. Pulling up a cast net or something with a bunch of fish in it again, and it fell in the water.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen ammo shortages in your states? Even shotgun ammo is endangered now. I mean, it's been picked over pretty well. It seems like all I can find is 20 gauge steel and 28 gauge lead in my area. I know Boss is really hurting right now too. You've got to get on a waiting list. So hopefully going forward that'll change. I don't know. What about you? You got some ammo available there, Jordan?
No, honestly, just like barely. I barely get out to actually look for ammo, but I know everybody's having a difficult time with everything. And I think what we're hearing now is it's actually a powder issue when it comes to the shotgun stuff. So I think there's going to be a shortage. So I honestly would probably make sure sooner rather than later you got what you need for next season. So
yeah. It seems like it was a perfect storm too. You had that pandemic shutting down everything, and then you had Biden getting elected, which more people are going to stock up typically, stuff like that. So it's not a good deal for finding ammo, for sure.
Yep.
But we won't go into politics here. Oh, wow. There's a lot. I need a finisher. Yes, I do. That's one of our Flyway sponsors, actually. So if you guys buy one, you're helping support them. Jordan has, I don't know, like 5 of them. Something like that. But
that way I can finish all the birds I shoot all at once. Just
yeah. How exciting!
You got one from you missed one from Gage, I think.
From Gage.
He said, I was wondering if you could do some deer hunting this year.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Actually, I go deer hunting every year. Usually, I just shoot a doe, and just to fill the freezer. I love venison. Um, Actually, I don't buy hamburger. I don't buy steak. That's what I use in all my stuff. My chili, hamburgers, meatballs, whatever I make, I'm harvesting it, fish or birds, deer, whatnot. I go deer hunting. It's just such a pain the way I deer hunt, usually out in the open or under a tree or something. It's it's different than waterfowl hunting where you kind of know where the birds are going to show up. Whereas deer, you can't really move around as much, and there's a lot more challenges to it. I feel like unless I'm in an actual blind.
You could still do it. This is how you do it. You just get two GoPros. You put like one behind you, and get one of like the 4-hour battery ones with the extender. You get a head mount, and then you buy a rifle mount for the shot cam. Put it on the barrel, and you can't tell me that you couldn't get enough footage. Splicing some walking and setting up at the beginning, doing your intro, then you set up time lapses. You know, I
Yeah,
think that you're making excuses here.
I don't. Well, I'm gonna try, and I should draw an antelope tag this year, so I'm gonna try to make an antelope video. Uh, I've never got an
You're
antelope.
gonna shoot it with your bow.
No, 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 no. I'm gonna shoot
I've
it
seen
with
people
my rifle.
try.
Oh, I
You
know.
shoot with they just move out of the way. They're freaking crazy.
Yeah, it's bow hunting antelope. I've heard is tough. I mean, and you got to do it in like August when it could be 100 degrees out, and you're basically hunting water. You're spot and stalking. It's completely different game. Uh, am I gonna still shoot the 12 gauge? I'm kind of moving away from the bigger gauges. I like the 28 gauge. That's my duck gun going forward. The 20 gauge is my new goose gun, and I'll probably pull the 12 out. It's more of a backup gun. I actually took it out. My buddy Tyler, he's been having gun issues this whole snow goose season where they jam or his would only shoot once or something. So I took it out and let him use it because I was going to use my 20 anyways, and it worked for him. So that's kind of what it's going to be for going forward. I don't really need a 12 gauge the way I typically hunt. But let's see what else we hear. Am I excited for morel? I think this one's for you. Are you excited for morel season, Jordan?
Oh man, I cannot tell you how excited I am to scour the woods and look down at my feet as I walk through the
Dude,
woods, trying to avoid
I'm
fresh
sure they
swaths of poison ivy.
I'm sure they grow there. You should get out there, man. Dude, it's fun. I love morel hunting. It's a great time.
I've never even had a morel.
Oh my gosh, you got to talk to Titus. I made them for him. I like to saute them in like butter or olive oil, a little bit of
Why
rosemary
do I
and
need to
garlic
talk
on
to
them.
Titus? Why can't you
Because I
just
made them
make me
for him.
some?
Well, you got to come out here. I've got some.
No
I've got
birds
some.
there's no birds in Nebraska.
Well, there's snow geese still, and there's a lot of ducks right now. Actually, my buddy just texted me all kinds of pictures of mallards he saw today. Um, I'll make you some morels. I'll bring them up to the collab this year. Thank you, Peyton.
I wanna bring up a comment I'm seeing on here.
Okay.
The creek crawler. I envy the abundance of waterfowl in your area. HBS. I finished my season with 2 mallards, 2 wood ducks, and 2 geese.
Ouch.
I had to crawl 70 yards to sneak up on the mallard opening day. I'm hooked. Well, that's awesome, man, that you're hooked. And I can tell you that 99% of the people who watch Matt's videos are envious of the waterfowl that he has in his area, whether he likes to admit it or not. He's got some awesome hunts. So, but yeah, that's super rough. But
Yeah,
first season is always rough for everybody.
Yep.
So
How many did you get your first season, Jordan? Just out of curiosity, when you first started, what was your duck and goose total?
well, I had a little bit more help than probably what he's got. I'm curious to know what state you're from. So if you let us know in the comments if you can what state you're out of. And for me, my first season, if I can remember right, I don't even remember, but it was in the double digits. I think it was probably close to like 20. But a lot of my hunts that I was successful on, was getting invited on hunts. So, the first three birds that I killed um, were, it took me 11 hunts. And my 11th hunt, I went out there and I shot my first mallard, and then I actually tripled on geese. So went all that time
Nice.
shooting, missing, and then one day it just finally clicked. So, but yeah, and then from the rest of the season, we had one hunt where me and Hunter went out and we just about limited 2-man limited mallards on a hunt that I'd scouted out and found. So I was pretty proud of that, my first season. But then beyond that, I'm trying to remember if I even killed any that um, wasn't like going with somebody else the rest of the season. So it's definitely hard when you first start off. You don't have very many places. You're probably not a very good shot. I mean, maybe you are, but um, yeah, definitely a lot that goes into it.
Cool. Yeah, and I guess that when you're just starting out, I mean, you can learn a lot on the internet, but honestly, the best way to learn is to meet those people that, if you can, get out with them. Go to DU and Delta banquets, or meet up. I've seen people on different forums and they'll try to meet up, or Facebook. There's all kinds of different avenues for trying to find people of similar interest. And if you find someone experienced, I mean, there's a lot of guys that want to help people learn. So, just hook up with some of those like Jordan did, and I had my dad and some of my other family waterfowl hunted, so I started from a very young age. But that's honestly the best way to learn, and then just go from there. And if you like it, then you can buy your own stuff and kind of learn even more.
So here's another question too. I need to hit up.
Okay.
Steelhead tastes good. Please tell me how. LOL. Well, I mean, a steelhead is just a big trout. It's a lake run or an ocean run trout. So it's literally a rainbow trout. It's just a little bit bigger, so it might not taste as good as a little rainbow trout. It might not taste good as a salmon, but like it's still a good eating fish.
Yeah. Okay. Hunted for waterfowl for first year since I started hunting, and recently bought a cheap 20 gauge pump. Is there anything I need to know about going to a smaller gauge? Well, there's it depends on what smaller gauge you're going to, and I'm by no means like a ballistic expert. There's guys that could talk about the advantages of a 28 gauge versus a 410, and on and on and on. One of them, you're gonna have less kick than like if you're shooting a 12 gauge. Which if you have shoulder issues, that can be a big plus. You might have more availability in shell size, but honestly, just if you get them in close, you might have less pellets too. I guess is probably the biggest thing going from a 12 to a 20. So just if you work them in close, if you work them in at 30 yards and in range, if you can, there's not really going to be too much difference. Just pattern your gun, figure out when you can shoot the best, or just figure out your pattern, figure out what shells work best with what choke, and there's really not too much going to a smaller gauge. Do you agree with that, Jordan? As I stumble
Yeah, it's
through
like
that.
it's like a 3-inch versus like 3-inch versus 2 3/4. I've shot a lot of 2 3/4 here in the past, and I honestly feel like a 2 3/4 inch number 5. That's what I shoot with Boss for ducks. Is super deadly. So same thing. Like if you're going to 20 gauge, like a 20 gauge 3-inch shell, I mean it's almost the same as like a 12 gauge 2 3/4. As
Yeah.
far as like pellet count goes, I really feel like there's no difference. It really comes down to like how well you're shooting. I mean the BBs come out at the same velocity as they're coming out of 12 gauge. It's not like you're losing speed on that. The only thing you might lose is pellet. Like, and I really don't like shooting even 3.5. We get some people who go off the far end on the opposite of that. Say, oh man, the only reason I don't shoot, the only reason I shoot 3.5 inches because they don't make 4.
Yeah.
So I'm the opposite, man. I've been shooting 2 3/4 this last couple years, and I actually prefer that to the 3-inch. I really do. And same thing if I'm going with a 20 gauge. Yeah, it's like a 3-inch. It's just a 3-inch number 5 out of there, a 3-inch number 4 for the 20 gauge is super deadly. I am a little leery going down to 2 3/4. At that point, I just feel like, I mean, it's still going to get the job done, but
Yeah.
I like the 3-inch.
It all depends at the end of the day how close you're shooting them at with less pellet count and all that. But I'm with you. I don't like the 3.5s. In my 12 gauge, I really hate how the BB pattern, specifically the Super X, but and I don't use my 12 gauge very much.
And there's so many things. There's so many like rabbit trails and different ways of thinking about it, because you're talking about like pellet count, right? The number of pellets you're going to hit them. So you think about chokes. If you have a full choke compared to like a modified, if you have a full choke and you're hitting them at 30 yards, more pellets are hitting them than a modified at 30 yards. Well, let's just bring it down 20, 25, whatever. Same thing with modified compared to improved cylinder. But there's so many people that shoot like improved cylinder, and they'll shoot a bird at 30 yards and drop it. Like that's no different than shooting, with accuracy. If you have a 20 gauge and you're more accurate, which I feel like personally, my 20 gauge, I'm just more accurate. I don't know why, fits me better, but that gun, when I shoot it, I just drop birds. So, it just comes down to, play around with your guns. That sounds wrong, but, just find what works for you with you on all that, whether it's fit, and you'll kind of figure it out as you hunt what's more deadly.
Yep. So, okay, Jordan, favorite duck to shoot here?
Do I have to have shot it before?
I don't know. They're just asking, what's your favorite duck to shoot?
Honestly, my favorite duck to shoot is probably a mallard, because I would say pintail, but I've never shot one. So probably mallard, but man, a good wood duck hunt, they don't get enough credit. In my opinion, I think wood ducks are awesome, and a lot of people don't give them that credit they deserve.
I mean, it's one of the few ducks with a mullet. I mean, how can you not like a wood duck? But I'm gonna have to go. I bet you can guess my favorite duck to shoot.
Gadwall.
No, that's one of my least favorite ducks to shoot. No, green-winged teal. I just love the way they dump in, especially late season. They're all nice and primed up, and they're just really pretty and really tasty too. So love a good little green wing.
I hope people give you flack for that.
Hey, I'll take green wings over green heads any day. I want to go that far. But.
Oh my god! You get a T-shirt that says that, you'll sell zero.
Green wings over green heads. There we go. I've never tried Migra shotgun rounds. What about you, Jordan? Or just knocking out some of these questions here quick. Get caught up.
No, I haven't either.
Okay. I guess I'm tapping. Sorry, apologies for that. I don't.
Tapping.
I don't know if it's my mouse or what I'm doing here, but.
Tapping.
I don't know. Carter, I will be doing another crappie. Hopefully, get on the crappie some more. Looking forward to that with some morel hunting and turkey hunting. It's all part of spring. Pretty excited about that.
It looks like you got a spammer.
What are they doing here? I don't know. I'm way up here. We'll just try and knock some of these out. Opinions.
You should either give me admin rights or go.
Give us one sec. Stalkers. How do I? Okay. How do I remove all these?
Just click on their name.
Hide
the little three dots
user.
To the far right. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, don't know what that was about, but okay. What's your opinion on? What is your guys' opinions on calling for ducks? I know some guys prefer to call, but some don't. I think less is more for ducks. I think a lot of people mess up and they overcall and they call way too loud, too aggressively. Ducks don't sound like they do in a competition. A duck won't even place in a duck calling competition. That's not a natural sounding. If you want to know how to actually duck call, go out to the marsh, listen before shooting light. Go out now and just listen to them talk to each other. That's honestly the best way. And when there's a lot of people on the marsh and you just hear high balls nonstop, I put the calls away. I might, or at the very least, I'll do a whistle. Just trying to be something different, something soft, trying to make the ducks think, hey, this is the place where the actual ducks are. That other place are where all the fake ducks are, and you'll get shot. So that's kind of my theory on it.
Yeah, I think it really depends where you're at. what part of the season it is, all that kind of stuff. I feel like there's definitely been some times earlier on in the season, especially, or times where you have fresh ducks where they're really, really responsive with calling. And there's times you really got to work them in. So it just depends. It depends too. Like we've talked to some really high end duck callers and talked about, like, on the Duck Gun podcast anyway, their calling techniques, group calling, all that. And I can really see there being a big benefit to that style. If you're a really good caller and you're calling at the right times, making the right noises. Yeah, if you're highballing it every duck, well, usually that's probably the day that they're not working anyway. So, you know,
I think knowing when to call.
It just depends.
Yeah, knowing when to call is way more important. And like going off that, I guess I've never hunted it personally, but it's not like, from what I understand, is hunting in the timber down like Arkansas and stuff. You have to be a good caller down there. That's just from kind of what I've gathered listening to people that hunt those areas. Is it's a lot more call dependent, but once again, I can't personally attest to that. So
yeah,
that was pretty in depth there. But do you ever use a sieve for cooking? I'm not really sure what that is, so I don't think I do.
A sieve.
SOUVE. I don't know what that is.
Oh, I will Google it.
Yeah, let me know.
Nothing came up, so must have been a typo. Well, never mind. I don't know what this is. I think I found it. I don't know what it is still, so.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Okay, would you rather shoot widgeon or pintail? Pintail.
Yeah, pintail for sure.
Pintail, nonstop. Have you ever hunted tundra swan? No, but hopefully that will change going forward. I'm not going to spoil anything more than that. What about you, Jordan?
No, we don't have a season here. I'd have to travel somewhere like South Dakota, North Dakota, Utah. Where else do they got them? I don't even know. I know a lot of people go to Utah.
North Carolina.
Oh yeah, North Carolina. Man, there's so many late season hunts though out here on the river. I mean, I've had flocks of like in the double digits, like fly like right over top of me.
Yeah, I have them swimming like decoys in the sandhills all the time. Like,
yeah,
it'd be
no
easy.
chance though, because
yeah. So you said you went hunting 70 times in your season review. How do you find the time or money to hunt that much? Okay, that's a good question. So actually, this last snow goose hunt was my 83rd hunt, waterfowl hunt on the year. And basically I just, I save up all my vacation hours, all my overtime, everything that I earn during my work throughout the summer and spring, and I save it for that time. And, I can work super early. So I'll show up to work 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'll get out, put 8 hours in and get out at 2:30 or whatever, however that comes out. And then I'll still have a few hours. So, if I can hunt, if I have even an hour to go hunt, I'm going to go out and hunt. That's what else are you going to do? So that's pretty much,
yeah. I wish we had the option to get. I wish we had the option in the evening, but man, evening hunts here just are not happening. So.
Yeah, I mean it's hit or miss, and I wish I wish we'd have daylight savings time throughout the whole waterfowl season, because that'd give me a whole extra hour, and I could hunt like probably every day after work, honestly, if that happened. But I don't know. Well, maybe that'd be too much hunting. I don't think that's a thing though. Are you gonna come out to Cali for a duck hunt next season? Probably not. I would love to hunt Cali. I'd love to get some cinnamon teal and some fully plumed shoveler and sprigs with Titus, but it sounds like it's kind of a challenge to get out there for hunting purposes. So, you gonna head out that way, Jordan?
I think there's probably no chance next season. I do at some point. It's just, man, I feel like it gets so hard to get the number of trips in that we want. So, so I mean, we get to hunt more than most people, I think, when it comes to the trip. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it won't happen this. I don't think it'll happen this year, but I would love to get out and hunt as many different states as I could.
And I guess we can throw a little teaser out. We do have the Flyways Collective hunt location determined.
Yeah.
So we're pretty
Not
excited.
coming out yet, though.
We're not spoiling it just yet. Here. I'm going to go through look on Facebook here. Okay.
We got you're
we got some questions on Facebook.
Hard Duckin says, Jordan, have you got your pintail yet? No. I didn't even get to, this is the first.
Okay, tell them the story though. You got close.
I've been close a couple times. So first time that I've shot at a pintail, I had one come right overhead. Like that day, I mean, it's true to what people say about pintails. They just seem more weary than mallards. We're finished mallards into the decoys, all kinds of stuff. And literally we had one finish in the decoys while we're standing there, and I didn't have my gun. Everybody else was like, I think we were like cleaning snow off decoys. So we had one, and then the next one that came through, literally came right over top of the A-frame at like 20 yards. I stood up, I shot, and I missed my first shot, and literally I would have had like perfect chance, but my gun jammed. That's the only shot it jammed in all day. Snowy, icy hunt, and that just happens sometimes on snowy, icy hunts. So then fast forward the next year, and the next year, we are on the Flyways Collective collab, and I'm out there with Josh, and I've actually already shot my 2 redheads, and I'm like, I think I'm at like 4 or 5 birds. I was pretty close to my limit. And I think I was at 4, but somewhere around there. Anyways, the sun is just setting. We're the last like 15 minutes of the hunt, 10, 15 minutes of the hunt, and it's one of those days where it's just got this like red tint to the sun as it's coming down, and we have this lone duck cup right over the decoys, and I mean, it's probably out there about like 25 yards. It's cupping up, swinging around, kind of skirting the edge. And so I stand up, I pull, and I shoot, and you can watch it in the shot cam footage. It literally flinches. I might have like peppered it, just peppered it. And right after that, Josh is like, it's a redhead, it's a redhead, it's a redhead. And like, just to be clear, he was trying to save my butt. It was no malicious intent, and it's always better safe than sorry. But even then, I was like, no, it's a pintail. But I wasn't confident enough to keep shooting because I didn't want to shoot. I didn't want to shoot something I wasn't supposed to. And the sun was just shining on a way where it did give the head on it this red tint. So, and then next part of the story is actually shot a hen pintail this year out in Michigan Central Opener, and I text the group a picture of it, and I can't remember who it was. I think Elliot put up a vote in there just out of the blue. I sent the picture. Elliot said vote doesn't count, and for the only person who voted that it counts as my first pintail is Thomas. Everybody else said no, it doesn't count. So, I guess we're a society of rules and laws, and it doesn't count. The vote went through, and I'm still on the search for my Drake pintail.
Hopefully this year for you.
Oh, I guess I did. I forgot about this. I did shoot at one, and I missed, and the Kevin split it. Same hunt we shot the black duck. So it was immature Drake. Honestly, I'm glad that I didn't shoot it because it was immature pintail Drake, and I really want to get this like super solid one. Awesome story. Get a mounter, put it up on the wall. So
I'm still waiting for that myself.
Yeah, it's gonna be epic when it happens.
Oh yeah. Okay, favorite duck recipe. Jordan, you got a favorite duck recipe?
Man, some of the best ways I've had it is smoked, just smoked, some type of dry rub. That's a really, really good way. I haven't done it a ton, but skin on, smoked. If not, pan seared with skin on, like steak. And then, I would say this one, I really do enjoy it, but I feel like it's super, super lame to honestly say it's your favorite. But I really do enjoy duck poppers with bacon.
I do too. Those are really
Yeah.
good. I'd have to say flying prime rib. And if you guys are curious what that is, I've got the recipe video on my channel. But it's really good, ducks and geese. I made it for you guys at the collab this year. Dude, that was
Yeah.
that.
Oh,